All right, check it out, guys. 25 meter 300 is what I did in the military for 20 years. All right, it was very effective. It worked. It was awesome. But because of the war on terrorism in Iraq and Afghanistan, you don't have to write all this down. Okay, just letting you know. We can talk about it later. All right. The problem with confrontations, gunfights in Afghanistan and Iraq is everything was closer than 300. Everything ranged between 100 and 200. So they determined, somebody a whole heck of a lot smarter than me, determined, hey, if we hold a 50/200 0, when I say 50/200, it's 50/200, okay? 50/2, and then you got 25/3. Make sense? Now what I'm talking about is when you guys look through an optic, okay, what's that called? It's called your line of sight, okay? Whether your optic is zeroed or not, if I look at anything out in the mountain, a target, whether it's 2 feet away, 100 feet away, 5,000 feet away, this is my line of sight right here, okay? And whatever I have my optic dialed in on, what my zero is, whatever that is, it doesn't matter, whether it's 25/300 or 50/200, there's gonna be a point where that round crosses my line of sight. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? Okay, because my line of sight's straight and it's not exaggerated, but that barrel is actually pointing, that bore line is pointing up. Okay, now that point where it crosses determines what your zero is. So if I'm zeroing my gun at 25, somebody a whole heck of a lot smarter than me, like I said, has determined, now don't make fun of my drawing, is this is my optic, and that's my gun, all right? Here's my little, there's my trigger, so on and so on. Like I said, this is exaggerated, but this is my line of sight, all right? The point where this crosses at 25, okay, this is gonna reach its maximum org, and then it's gonna start falling, okay? The point that it crosses your line of sight at 25, guess what's gonna happen? With the 5.56, it's gonna fall at about 300. Okay, so you determine that if you zero your gun at 25, and it's not exactly 300, it's like a little bit further, a little bit less, but it's somewhere in the ballpark. So when you guys zero your rifle at 300, you guys are at least hitting paper. Okay, anytime you guys zero your gun at 25, don't say, oh, now I got my 300 zero, because you don't. You still got to confirm it at 300. Does that make sense? Cool. Now the cool thing is, and I'm going to draw it right here, another little rifle, because I'm a fantastic artist. Okay, that's 25/300, okay? This is my line of sight. If I zero my gun at 50, okay, it's actually gonna shoot lower. It's gonna have a flatter trajectory. Does that make sense? I'm actually shooting lower. I'm not shooting at 25. I'm actually shooting at 50, so that point where it's gonna cross is gonna be further out there. So because it's further out there, that point doesn't cross at 300. Guess where it crosses at?
200.
Huh?
200.
200. So 200's here. Well, this actually gives you a flatter trajectory. Okay? Pretty awesome. So everything up close, anything beyond 50, I'm pretty much aiming at the top of the head, and I'm going to hit somebody in the face. Almost every single time. The closer I get, the more I will aim at your forehead. But guess what happens after 200? That round starts dropping big time. So now you got to figure out the difference in your hold to make sure anything past 200, you're aiming a lot higher, aren't you? So in a gunfight, everything in Iraq and Afghanistan is 200 and closer. It's actually a flatter trajectory. It's the same trajectory as this. It's all the same. It's just instead of aiming at 200 and then watching it drop the whole way out there at 3, you're aiming at 25 and watching them drop at 300, you're aiming at 50, it's flatter, but then once it gets to 200, it really drops off. That makes sense, everybody?
Yeah.
Cool. Anybody have any questions? You guys ready to shoot?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Get back on your rifle.
Instructor Mr. X served 20 years of combined service in the military. He started his career as a grunt and scout sniper in the Marine Corps, then later transitioned to the Army, serving as a team leader and squad leader in Ranger Battalion, and as an operator on the Special Forces ODA. Instructor Mr. X completed his career with 9 combat deployments supporting the war against terror. ZERT is a worldwide membership-based organization that uses zombie as a metaphor for any natural or man-made disaster that could occur in our lifetime. Your zombie could be hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, a deadly force encounter, or civil unrest. ZERT is about being prepared, trained, and most importantly, armed with the proper mindset to see you and your family through to safety. ZERT is not just an organization. It's a lifestyle. ZERTnation.com